Hello people, I'm Jaby KOAY, joining me is ACHARA KIRK.
Hello.
We're going to discuss Train to Busan, the zombie Korean film. Korean zombie film. No, that's better. Yes. I think that this is the best zombie movie I've ever seen. That's my feeling, and I'm gonna stick with that for at least a year.
I don't know if it's the best. It's definitely up there at the top.
I can't think of a better zombie movie that I've ever watched. I mean, there are
Shaun of the Dead.
Jesus. That's not like, okay. There are other zombie films I've seen where I thought to myself, wow, that was actually an interesting story. But this movie was just so well crafted and had great performances and...
It had a lot of heart as well.
Yeah, it had a lot of heart and the visual effects were actually pretty good. There were some moments where I could spot the visual effects, but there was a lot of moments where I was like, that's actually pretty impressive the way they handled that. I liked the story. It was a simple story, but I still liked it. They still managed to fit in character arcs. It was the first zombie movie to move me. I can't think of another zombie film where I've actually felt touched. The only other story I can think of, which I'm trying to get you to check out, is in a video game, The Last of Us. That's the only other zombie story where I was moved and involved. And albeit that's a video game, it's a very different situation where you're like spending a lot of time with these characters, a lot more than a movie can offer. But we watched The Walking Dead, or at least I did. At a certain point, I got really, really bored and was just fast forwarding through the show, and I eventually was like, why? Now, it may get better, but I stopped at about season 5, and I was like, I'm not. But a lot of people like it for some reason, and so I'm not gonna crap all over it. Going back to this, the way it handled it being this epidemic, and the way people were responding to it, the way people were responding to each other, it just felt very real.
What I really liked about this movie as well was that the protagonist, the lead guy, he really went on a journey. He was a different person from who he was in the beginning to who he was in the end, and I really appreciated that.
I liked the girl's performance. She didn't feel like she was putting on an act. It felt like she was just real and doing the thing. The thing that really stood out to me though was, and you heard me calling it out a bunch of times, is the way it was shot. I thought it was shot beautifully. Like, the director just lent the most artistic value he could to this zombie story, and he made it an emotional journey. And he really illustrated the dynamics of people in a hostile environment. Like, even the dad in the beginning was like, don't help anyone. Like, do not look out for anyone but yourself. I thought that the film was gonna turn into this silly action movie, but it didn't.
No.
It didn't descend into silliness. Like, it didn't become Fast and the Furious or something like that. No, I'm not shitting on Fast and the Furious. I love Fast and the Furious. But I'm saying it didn't descend into silliness. It didn't jump the shark at any point. It felt like, okay, this is, I guess, how you might handle the situation based on the rules the movie laid out regarding the zombies.
And they laid out the rules so well. The zombies in this movie were really terrifying because there's two breeds of zombies. There's the Walking Dead zombie, which is like, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I'm moving so slowly. The only way you're threatened is if there's a horde. And then there's this kind of zombie, which is in the same vein as World War Z zombie, which is like, we're crazy rabid Walking Dead people. We're gonna run at you. You better be running fast.
I would not credit World War Z. I would credit 28 Days Later.
Oh, okay, well, 28 Days Later.
This is closer to World War Z with respect to how the zombies kind of piled on top of each other.
That's terrifying.
I'll give you that. But in terms of zombies moving quickly, the first time I ever saw that was in 2 instances. It was in the remake of Resident Evil for GameCube and 28 Days Later. Those are the 2 instances where I was like, oh my God, these zombies move way quicker.
Yeah.
World War Z, I don't want to give that movie any credit for anything because it didn't follow the book at all. It just became an action film. There was less suspense in it, whereas there was a lot of suspense here. And that's what I really appreciated about the film. It didn't get wrapped up in being as gory as possible. It got wrapped up in being as suspenseful as possible, as meaningful as possible, and in giving you ideas to think about.
About human nature, right?
Yeah, human nature, especially the CEO guy or whatever.
Oh my God.
It was the worst. I really, really like this movie and I strongly recommend it. Let's go into a little bit deeper in the discussion, yeah. I like that the main character had a story arc. By the end, he was looking out for other people, including the derelict of all people. I mean, even me, I'm like, why? No! He went from not being in touch with his daughter at all to being in the throes of this situation with her where he had to be as close as possible to her. I love the beefy dude. Like, he was beating up zombies and whatnot. What's super frustrating about really good movies, and I mean this in a good way, is when the most villainous, vile, disgusting person makes it to the end.
Yeah.
And what this film did was even worse in a good way, which is it actually kind of made you care about him at the end. Because he's like, I'm just trying to get to my mom. She needs me. I'm like, God damn it. I hated you so hard. And now I kind of care just a little bit about you, but you still suck. The fact that they could move me with regards to that character, where they give his character meaning and motivation instead of just being selfish, instead of just selfish survival, like, he was actually looking out for someone else altogether that entire time.
And it was also really cool in the movie as well that a lot of it took place on the train. And they made really good use of that for the added suspense.
That's just awesome from a producer standpoint, that most of it takes place in one location. You can see where they spent their money. You can see that, like, there are certain epic landscape shots. There are certain moments with a lot of extras, like the scene with the soldiers chasing them down, which was awesome. The way they handled that scene was really cool. The only thing that was kind of weird for me was when I was watching the film, and this may just be the advantage of being the audience and viewer and not being part of the story, but when they got off the train and they're walking out, I'm like, I wouldn't do that. Like, me personally, I'm not going there. Now, I know that the movie's trying to build up the suspense of something's lurking around the corner and these characters are being kind of dumb, but I'm like, that's really dumb.
Wait, so you would stay on the train with the zombies?
The zombies were on lockdown, right? The train station was empty.
Oh yeah, that was ominous.
And so I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's a good place to stop. Like that would be my feeling in that instance, and I would be begging the guy to just keep going, and I would be begging everyone, like, let's just, and that's the only moment in the film where I was like, I don't know if people would really do that, but I let it go. Like, everything was so great about the movie. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna say that people have herd mentality.
Sure.
So, like, when you're told by someone who's official that they've heard official news that you should go here, the majority of people are going to be like, oh yeah, that sounds okay. Yep, gonna do that then.
I guess. I'm not Anthony. I mean, not Jaby. God damn it. Yeah, not Jaby. Jaby wouldn't do that. Because I just have a predisposition to questioning everything. So please, if you haven't already, if you're still watching this and you still haven't seen the film, you gotta see Train to Busan.
Good.
I think it's the best zombie movie, hands down. I mean, I have yet to see a better zombie movie. If you guys have seen this and you can think of a better zombie film, please let me know. I would love to check it out. The thing is, like, this is a tall order to measure up to because it's meaningful, it's well shot, the music was also really good from what I remember, and it still maintained this sense of reality to it. The dynamics were very real, and the characters really interesting. Like, I really, really, really liked a lot of things about this movie. So, if you guys could think of a better movie, you let me know in the comments. Yes.